Recently, the City Council confirmed Heather Hutt to represent Council District 10. She's filling a seat left vacant when Councilmember Mark Ridley Thomas was suspended due to indictment charges. Now that she is on the council, Hutt is laying out her plans for the district, and she joins us now to discuss those plans. Hello and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Yes. So what plans do you have for CD10?
Oh, so many. First, I want to let you know CD10 is my home and has been my whole life. So I really love this community, and I raised my 3 boys here. My plan is to use all the city resources possible to bring CD10 back to where it was. We're doubling down on the work that we're doing with our homeless population, make sure our homeless neighbors are housed. I want to say that when we got our homeless count, 1,300 people, and this was in February, were identified as unhoused in CD10. Between February and now, we have identified that just about 30% of those folks have been housed, and we'll continue to fight to make sure that they are housing secure.
And you say you want to bring the district back to where it was. What are you referring to?
You know, when I was a kid, it was safer. We were not as worried about taking a walk around the block as we are today. Our senior citizens could walk to the grocery store or go pay a bill. Well, I want that to happen again.
You mentioned homelessness. That is the most pressing issue in the city, every council member I talk to. Can you give any specifics on how we tackle this?
For our district, we have a homeless liaison, someone that actually goes out and has conversations with people that are unhoused so that they understand if they're resistant, they can understand if they have a drug problem, or they can understand if they're ready. And many times we find folks that have vouchers that don't know how to execute their vouchers. And then that helps expedite their housing piece because we have boots on the ground, having the real conversations with people that need help.
Are there any tiny home villages or transitional housing developments being erected in the district?
We have some now that are made out of containers, and they have been successful in housing folks. And we're looking for other spaces to house people in permanent supportive housing, bridge housing, and in emergency housing.
Okay. Now, are there any other services for the unhoused on the horizon?
Absolutely. We have in South Los Angeles a therapeutic van that goes out when someone's having a crisis so that they don't have to try to find an emergency room or urgent care. You call into the fire station and they send out the therapeutic van. I want to say the therapeutic van is available 24 hours, and there's a psychiatric mobile advanced team right there that will be able to determine what issues the client has and how they can help them.
So there are trained professionals with the vans?
That's right.
Okay, that is...
And it's in South Los Angeles, so it's going to cover a broad area, but it's going to cover people of color. And those professionals are going to understand what the various issues are.
What has been the reaction to your appointment in the district? What are you hearing when you go out into the community?
People are really happy to have a voting member. They felt disenfranchised. They felt like it was taxation without representation. We have a vocal district, and they were the ones that reached out to Council President and said, hey, we need a voting member. And that is really the trigger.
And Council President Mary Martinez has also been very supportive.
Completely supportive. She certainly does understand the city and the complexities of all of it. I appreciate her leadership, and I'm really proud to be able to work with the Council President.
And a lot of civic groups supported you, Black, Brown, Asian. What did that mean to you?
You know, it was the fabric of what California is. It's the fabric of the city. People of different cultural backgrounds all wanting the same thing. Representation, they want a voice, they want a vote. And they all shared that message. And I was really excited to know that they thought I could do that for them.
interesting you mentioned you've worked in government for quite some time. What made you want to, work in public service?
Oh, my story is very interesting. My mother was the housing director for Councilman Bob Farrell in the 70s, which was the 8th district, right? She was a single mom, which meant what? After school, we had to go to the evening meetings, and I'd be the little girl on the sign-in, like, sign in here. And so we were, I guess by osmosis, taking in how important government is to the operation of our community.
And having worked at the national level, how are you applying that experience to what you're doing now with the council?
So it is very different because you can see the fruits of your labor right here at the council, where and nationally it was a broad law. It would take time to trickle down into the state and then to the local level. But all politics are local, and I'm happy to be right here where you could see you vote today and the work starts tomorrow.
And everything from, you mentioned, tree trimming and things like that, things that really affect people day to day.
You know something? I drive to work on the streets because I want to see the tree trimming in the street, honestly, instead of catching the freeway where you would miss all of that. So today I was going down Obama and I saw the street closure where they were repaving. So I was just really happy to see that in the neighborhood, like the work is getting done.
That's a great little anecdote. You are the first woman to represent CD10 and the first Black woman. What does that mean to you?
First of all, it is incredible that there hasn't been a woman here before. I mean, of any color. And for it to be me is a great responsibility. I have to show little girls of any color that they can do this. Because if you can see it, you could be it, right?
Did you have mentors along the way?
I did. I had amazing mentors. First of all, I had my mom, Jackie Hickman, who, like I said, worked in the city, but she did some incredible things with women like Mary Henry, Johnny Tillman, and Brenda Marsh Mitchell. So I saw women fighting for rights so that they didn't have to have substandard living, and that's deep in me. I appreciated that experience and will continue to fight. Also, Gwen Moore. My Auntie Gwen was an assembly member for 16 years. And then Maxine Waters. She's my forever mentor. And she called in right after I got sworn in and said congratulations so that everyone could hear that she was happy for me.
Oh, that's nice.
And we'll work together. That's right.
Wow. And you are still giving back. You just helped host an HBCU day in the district. Why is it important to do things like that?
I don't want to be cliche, but education is our future, and our children need to be educated. HBCUs, a great option. We don't have any in California, so when you can bring them here, I think that we should amplify the work that we do. On that day, we had 250 students come in and actually sit with college counselors and talk about what their future looks like, really to equip them for that next level. And we're going to continue to partner with them.
Well, there is a lot of hope about the future in CD10, and we thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I do want to say we're excited about what we'll be able to do in the future, hitting the ground running. If folks want to get in touch with our office, cd10.lacity.gov. That's how you get in touch with us. That's how you can see what our updates are and our upcoming events.
Well, Councilwoman, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for watching. This is LA Currents, and I'm Anita Bennett.